Welcome back to my YouTube channel, friends. Welcome back. And you know, I have another good reasoning for you today. All right, I have a good reasoning for you today. And today we will be looking at how we treat and look at each other as human beings. And that's the topic that we will be going into. You don't want to miss it. Sound interested, right? That's right. So stay with me and we will discuss this topic and see what we can learn and get from it. So yes, welcome back, friends, welcome back. And as I was saying, our topic for today is how we treat and look at each other. How we treat and look at each other. And I think this topic is very relevant for today in our society and in the world. In the society and in the world, you know, in our country, and it is all over in the world of how it plays out. It is playing out today, how we treat and how we look at each other. I mean, racism mixed in it as well, you know, and you know, it's very sad that we are still living in a racist world. You know, we still live in a racist world. And races not only mean that, say, it is between blacks and you know, the white nation as all we call it, you know. It is not so much of between black and the white nation that can be only signify as racism, but we can be racism within our own colors as well, of how we treat each other, you know, how we treat each other out of respect, you know, instead of treat each other with love and respect. That is racism as well, you know. I mean, how we put down each other, that is racism. How we put down each other instead of elevating and instead of uplifting each other, that is racism as well. So racism not only limit to the black nation and the white nation, right? As how many of us may look at it. We can be racism in our home, in our family. Yeah? We can be racism within marriage. Yeah? Between brothers and sisters. Yeah? So racism don't limit to white and black nation. It's a wide thing, right? So let's talk about it. I mean, you know, we treat each other as nothing, right? And how we look at each other also, we look at each other as faults. Yeah, we look at each other by faults, you know, instead of, you know, seeing the need of each other. We rather to see the fault before the needs. And that's how we are as people. That's how we are as a people. That's how we look at each other. We look at each other by our faults, right? Instead of looking and seeing the needs of each other. And we're going to talk about it. And you know, in this world now that we are living in, it's so many of that going on, you know, so many of that going on. Or we look at each other by faults, and we rather to call out the faults about each other, right? And say, oh, you know, you I remember you did this and you do that, and oh, you're of that, and we need to break that down. We need to stop looking at each other by fault finding, right? And look past it and see the need of helping each other to be above all faults, right? Help to rise up each other to be above the fault that beset us. And we would be a great set of people living in this time. We would be a great set of people living in this time only if we were just uplifting each other. I am uplifting you above me, you are uplifting me above you, and we would all be climbing on the same level. You get what I'm saying? We all would be climbing on the same level, so you know that it would be a strong unity building, love, among each other as people. If we were uplifting each other in that way, we are climbing the ladder and we see our brother or our sister climbing the ladder behind us, and we rather to look down and to kick that person coming up behind us. We rather to kick each other off the ladder. We rather to kick each other off the ladder than helping each other to reach to the top. That's how we treat each other as people. That's how we treat each other. And it is so sad, friends. It is so sad. You know what I mean? It is so sad. We are to help each other climb the ladder, friends. Help each other climb the ladder, and so we can have unity among each other as people. Too many times we keep putting down each other, man, instead of uplifting. If someone have opened up a shop, right, and you did have a shop down the line, and a person up the line open up a shop, and one or two persons, can get something at that shop at the top that he or she would normally get down the bottom, we want to cause a fuss. Next thing you know, we want to set persons to rob the shop or to burn down the shop, sometimes cause fatal. This is the type of society and world that we are living in, all because we don't unite as people. We don't unite. If we were unite as people, the shop down the bottom would be getting the regular customer, and the shop up by the top would get their regular customer. So what the bottom shop don't produce, the top shop would have produced it, so they would get it there. So what the top shop don't produce, the bottom shop would produce that. So if we were dealing and looking at things that way, we would be a more unified set of people. Yeah? Would be a more unified set of people, but instead we rather to fight each other because everybody want to be at the top, everybody want to be at the front, everybody want to be seen. And it can't work like that, because it is only going to cause envy and strife and jealousy. Let us look where all of that is coming from. All of that is coming from Satan, the devil. Remember in heaven, when he wasn't a part of the Godhead to create man, Satan started to develop a hate, a jealousy in his heart, because he did want to be a part of it. He developed that jealousy within him because he wanted to be the one to be more seen, till it goes even further that he wants to be the one who sits on the almighty throne. And so, friends, when we develop these things within us, it will drive us further and further and further and further into danger, into be even a danger to society. And that's what happened to Satan. That is why he ended up have to be driven out of heaven, because of his intention and how his intention grows So it is coming from Satan himself. And we see all of that playing out. Now let's look at even Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel because of jealousy. Because God said that he wants a specific sacrifice, a burnt offering sacrifice, a burnt lamb. And Cain decided that he's going to give his food because he was a farmer, and Abel was no, he was a food. Cain was a food farmer, right? And Abel was a animal farmer, right? So God specifically said he want a burnt offering from both of them. You don't think if Cain did ask Abel for a burnt offering, Abel would have given it to him, you know? But because he's stuck in his ways and say he's not going to do that, he's going to give his best food product. And friends, he did give his best food product. Yeah, he gave off his best. It was his best. But the problem is that that's not what was asked by God. That wasn't what he asked. And God specifically told them what he wanted, and he rather to go his own way. Now, if he did have love in his heart for his brother, he would have go to his brother and ask his brother for one of his animal. And his brother would have given it to him. But because he went away doing his own thing, and so when his sacrifice wasn't accepted and his brother's sacrifice was accepted over his own, because that wasn't what God required, he now developed a rage in himself, a jealousy. And what that jealousy activated him to do? To kill his brother Abel. To kill his brother Abel. And so he went ahead and carried that out. Now friends, that is playing out clearly in our modern world today. Plainly carrying out in our modern world today. Because of our disobedience and our waywardness and our own doing to suit and to please self. And when we strive to seek to please self, that's what will develop in us, and we will want to see ourselves more high and better than others, and we become to develop this evil feeling in ourselves against our brothers and our sisters. It is playing out clearly. It is playing out clearly how we treat and look at each other. But friends, let me say this. When man look at you as nothing, God look at you as something and see so many potential more than what you are presently are. When man look at your faults, God look at your needs to overcome that fault. And if only we could just develop that character of God, then we would treat each other with love and respect, and we would have this unity among us. But because we gone so far off from God, from the character of God, we cannot seem to develop these characteristics. We have to know God, friends, and without God we cannot develop these characteristics of how we should look on each other and how we should treat each other. Let me read something here that says Jesus saw all men and women as winnable. Let me read that again. Jesus saw all men and women as winnable for his kingdom. You see that, friends? God see everyone as winnable for what? For his kingdom. He saw each one through the eyes of divine passion. So God sees us through his eyes of divine passion for us, friends. He saw Peter. Now we are going to talk about Peter. He saw Peter not as a rough, loudmouth fisherman, but as a mighty preacher of the gospel. because Peter was a loudmouth fisherman. Peter was aggressive, right? Peter was rough. But God didn't look at Peter as a rough fisherman and aggressive. But he looks at Peter to be a changed man, right? To be a changed man, to be a minister of the gospel, a mighty preacher. So based on how Peter was, God could turn around Peter to be a mighty preacher, to bring others to come to know him. And so that's what he wants to do in our time today. No matter the fault that we may have, God can change us and use us for the benefit of his kingdom, friends. If you are someone who loves to thief, God can use even the thief to spread the gospel, to thief persons from out of the world for the kingdom. So if you're a thief, God can turn you around to thief persons to come out of Babylon, to come out of the world, the system of the world, and come to know and serve God. No matter who you are, God can turn your situation around to please and to benefit his kingdom. So no matter how far off you may think that you have gone, friends, God can use you. It's just that we are telling ourselves that we can't do better and we can't change. But God don't see those things, friends. God sees change in every man, and many times it's because of our mindset and because of what we already glunk down ourselves in and telling ourselves that, we are already too far off, or we already gone too far into that, we can't change. That is why we still where we are. Friends, God sees you more than who you presently are, and God can make the change in you only if you surrender to him and allow him to make that change within you, right? And if you allow God to make that change within you, God say a new heart he will give you. So God is not in the modifying art, because if God is in the modifying art, persons could be able to tell God what they want God to take out and leave. God is not into that. God is into an all complete change art. A all complete change art, friends. So it don't matter how far off you think you have gone into sin. God's arms can stretch as far as no limit. He can catch you, he can pull you out of it. So friends, let us strive to do the things that is Christ-like. Let us strive to allow God to have his way within each and every one of us, so we can treat and look at each other through the eyes of Jesus. And so we can have a better society, a more loving society, and a more togetherness as brothers and sisters, as one, the way God intend and the way God wants it to be. I leave it right here, friends. I leave it right here. And hope we will be doing this. Well, tomorrow is Friday. Well, let's see what happens. I don't normally do videos on Friday, but let's see what happens, friends. But if not, look out for me on Monday, right? Look out for me on Monday week. All right, so keep it breezy. Share. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, friends, so that whenever I post a video, you will be able to see my video as soon as I upload them, right? So when you hit that notification bell, friends, you will be getting my video as soon as it drops. All right, so remember to share, friends. It is not shameful to share positiveness. It is not shameful. So I'm giving you the authority, I'm giving you the go ahead. Share my videos to encourage someone, right? And encourage them also to hit that notification bell and subscribe, so they too can get my video when they drop. All right, friends, so take it easy, keep it breezy until we talk again. All right.